I'm here with Anita from Pierogi Polish Dumplings, Perth, WA. Did I say that right, Anita?
Yes, correct.
All right, because with a name like Kynan, I'm always madly into making sure you get names exactly right. So cool. Can you tell me a bit about your latest business venture, and we'll try and keep it to about a 30-second elevator pitch.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm producing pierogi, which are dumplings, Polish dumplings, and I'm producing them for the local shops or for the catering companies here in Perth. I'm also thinking about selling them on the local markets.
Cool. That sounds really good. So how did you come up with this business idea?
Well, the story is, in 2019, in August, my mom came here to visit us from Poland. And because of this COVID situation, she couldn't go back home. And on the beginning of 2020, she said, well, let's do something so we can do some extra money to cover my costs, to cover my medication expenses, for example. And I said, yeah, no problem, but what we could do? And she said, well, what we could do is only what we can know how to do. So the idea was dumplings, because this is our traditional Polish dish. So yeah, we decided to do dumplings, and we decided to advertise dumplings on few Facebook groups, and interest was huge. Basically, people started to coming and buying, and I've met Paul, and one day he said, well, you have to do it as a proper business. And I said, well, okay, I have to, because the interest is huge and the opportunity are there, definitely.
So is there a big Polish community in Perth?
Well, the Polish community is about 5,000, maybe 6,000 people, but my clients are mainly the people from the migration group coming after the first war. So they are like the grandkids of those people. So this is like a third generation. So they know, most of the people I'm serving the pierogi to, they know only one Polish word or two Polish words. The first is babcia and the second one is pierogi, actually. And babcia is a grandma.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So there seems to be a connection between the two.
Because usually grandmas know how to make them, like my mom, for example.
Yeah. No, so it's a really cool sort of cultural connection, as well as being a really good business idea, which is really cool.
Yes.
So how does this fit with your previous business experiences?
Well, before I came to Australia, I used to work as a sales rep in Poland. I've got my marketing degree from Poland, so this is the first connection. And the second thing is I've got my accounting degree here in Australia. So marketing plus accounting plus a good product with a passion, with a passion to promoting, with a passion to selling, with a passion to talk to people about good product and the good quality, and having this product and believing in this product, I think this is the success.
Yeah, I think that does make a huge difference. It's a lot easier to sell a product when you really love and you really believe in that product.
Definitely. You have to believe it. You have to believe in the quality in the product you are selling.
Yeah, I've got some great stories about really good salesmen who started selling products that they didn't believe in and really struggled. So, no, I think that's a really good business lesson for people.
Yes.
Okay, so moving along, who or what has been your biggest influence on this journey?
Well, my kids, my husband, of course, my mom, but also my competitors, because the current market is showing only the Chinese dumplings. in the shop and in the restaurants. But this is not quite right. There are other dumplings on the market as well. And knowing the Polish dumplings, I knew that this is what I have to follow, the competitors, what they do, and I have to do the same, basically.
Okay. All right, so I assume you've done sort of some research and that sort of thing going into this. Were there any like great resources or anything, books or blogs or anything like that that you've followed?
Not really books or blogs. I went to a few delis in Perth, and I've checked what kind of dumplings are on the shelves. And as I said, mainly they are Chinese dumplings, which I have to change, actually. I have to change the trend.
Because I've got to admit, I only would have known about Chinese dumplings. And I'm sure there's other people who've made dumplings, but I just straight away think of that Chinese dumpling.
Exactly. And this is my job to do. I have to build the knowledge and to let people know that there are other products and other dumplings on the market as well. I would love all the Australian families to know my Polish dumplings because they are great to kids as well. They are very healthy. They are much better than the sausage rolls or the beef pies. Whatever. I would like people to know about the other good quality products as well.
Okay, now you're picking a big battle trying to get the Aussie kids away from the meat pie.
But my Polish pierogi are also with meat. They are very healthy, full of meat and veggies. Great for kids.
All right, so what's been your biggest surprise on this sort of venture and how did it shape your plans?
Surprise?
Yep.
The biggest surprise was when I went to the first shop, first deli, and the second deli, and the third deli, and everyone was very interested, very welcomed, and they wanted the dumplings to be on the shelves straight away.
Okay.
That's why I have to expand the market, and I would like to find more shops because I know that there is interest on the market.
Yep. Oh, so you were expecting a bit of hard work just to get your foot in the door to start with, were you?
In Poland, when you would like to introduce new product on the market, you have to try harder. Yeah. It's harder. Here it's easier. It's much easier.
Okay. Well, I guess that's good news for you then.
Yes.
All right. So what is the one thing that you know now that you wish you knew right back at the start?
I would like to know all of this like 15 years ago, for example. If I would knew 15 years ago that there is such a huge interest, in Polish dumplings, I would do it ages ago.
Yep.
Ages ago. But
then you probably wouldn't have an accounting degree.
Well, yes, because study first. I had to study first, that's right.
All right, so what are your goals for your business over the next 6 months?
Definitely to find new shops, more shops. I will probably have to employ someone to help me with the production. I would like to be concentrated on the marketing side of the business. Shops plus maybe coffee shops or lunch bars.
Okay.
This is another way where I could possibly go with my product.
Yep. Now, I do find that interesting because I get a lot of entrepreneurs who say that they get stuck working in their business rather than getting to work on their business and on growing that business. So taking that step where you're employing staff to do production it's a massive step towards growing the business. And then I can imagine you've got to balance with that that your levels that you want the product at and the quality, in getting this new person to uphold those same quality standards would have to be a challenge.
Well, I would have to also be the person who is controlling the process. So controlling the production process, controlling the sales, controlling the marketing department. Well, this is what you do.
All right. So is there something that's just driving your curiosity right now?
I'm just thinking in my head, if the Polish dumplings as a product will be successful in Perth, I'm just wondering how many other Polish dumplings producers will come up. Like, you know?
Yeah.
This is the way
but you'll be miles out in front because you're the first one.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
All right. So is there one myth about your industry that you'd like to dispel right now?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Is there one myth about your industry that you'd like to dispel?
Yes, definitely. There is one. And I said about this already. People are thinking that there are only Chinese dumplings on the market. This is the biggest one, which is not true.
All right. Now, of course, life isn't all about the successes. I'm assuming that you've had some failures along the way. So, if so, what lessons did you learn from those failures?
Some times ago, I wanted to do an events in Perth, but I didn't know the market. I didn't know the people. I didn't know the needs and the industries. So basically, the lesson I have learned is that you have to know your market and you have to know your audience and you have to know your product well to be able to introduce it to the market.
Okay, so that almost answers my next question, I think. So if somebody walked in here right now wanting to start a similar business, if they wanted to promote, their cultural cuisine, what advice would you give them?
Basically quality, as I said before, the person needs to believe in quality of the product. Then you have to know your people, your audience, your market. So probably it would be your community as a start with. Then friends of friends and advertising on the local community groups and trying to approach retail or catering companies. Yes, there is plenty of ways to do your business.
Yeah. Cool. So nearly done here. Is there anything that I didn't ask that I really should have?
Maybe you should ask if cooking is my passion.
And is it?
It's not. It's not. It's seriously only because of my mom. Cooking is my mom's passion, and because she couldn't go home because of COVID restriction, now we had to apply for her visa to stay here forever, and we've done it. So having my mom next to me and teaching me how to cook, it's the best.
Yeah. Okay, now, if we had to put a name to this podcast, what should we call it?
I've seen an article some time ago having the title Dumpling's Queen, and it was an article about Miss Chow.
Okay.
I would like this podcast to be called Polish Dumplings Queen. If possible.
Oh, that's perfect.
Thank you.
So look, from now on, you'll always be known to me as the Polish Dumpling Queen.
That's it. Exactly. Thank you very much.
Okay, now if any of our listeners want to find your business and try your dumplings, where would be the best place for them to look for you?
You can find my business on Facebook. My business page is called Pierogi Polish Dumplings, Perth, WA. Or you can find me on Instagram, same name, or you can have a look at my website, www.pierogipolishdumplings.com.au, or you can find me in the few shops around Perth. So the Good Grocer, Leaderville or Applecross, Fresh Provisions, Mount Lowley and Bigton, Polish Deli, Ludwig and Son, Malaga, IGA Duncraig, and Basil's Fine Food in Mindarie.
Well, you're really getting out there already.
Yes, the best shops in Perth.
Okay, well, we're definitely going to have to find somewhere for you to sell your dumplings down in Mandurah.
I can do it, don't worry, one day.
Awesome. Well, that's all we've got for today. So, I'll finish recording, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon.